Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone. Even though, yes, I know I've nicked that as a greeting. It's the episode 11 of the Game Won't Play Itself,
Yep,
live on the Twitch, and
and in
also,
Technicolor.
yeah. See the color? Really red, probably in my face still. I'm Will McKellar, aka La Teammaker, and joining me, he is here as always. He's like piece of the furniture now. It's James Atkinson.
I've been here since the beginning. It'd be a little weird if I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, how the hell did you do all this stuff, lad? It's like, you know nothing about PC bits. I'd be like, oh no, I'm confused.
It's there. He does it. The thing does a thing, and it works out. And you know, I go live on Twitch. I don't know how I go live on Twitch.
I just press the buttons and it goes.
I call James on Skype, and then stuff happens.
The stuff, it happens all the time, but it works and it's great.
Yeah, it usually involves James cursing like for hours on end, just going bastard, 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 bastard. Hey, look, we're live. It's totally fine,
And it works.
and it
And it's
works.
magic. And then it stops and we have it on YouTube's.
Yes, it does.
How was your week though, mate?
Good. Busy. I've been editing stuff, which has been more than what we can say of the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's gotten busier, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, some of the AAA title games have started coming out. I've started playing them and have started actually editing the videos I've been playing. And that's kind of taken away from me actually streaming XCOM, though that's not going away. I probably will just jump on XCOM when we're done here.
Because I was going to ask about that, because I was looking forward to seeing episode 5 of that. We haven't seen it yet.
No, because Deus Ex happened.
Yeah.
And I've been playing Deus Ex, so I figured, well, might as well jump into Deus Ex because it's the new hotness right now, and obviously I've been really excited for that game. So I did. I've just been playing that, and it's very funny. Like, I get in about an hour's worth of gameplay footage, and then it takes about 3 hours of editing before it gets up on YouTube. So it's like, get the footage, render the footage into a state that it can upload to YouTube, tag, title, release. And that's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
So like actually me doing something is like maybe 15 minutes. But
Just sit back and go.
I can't record another video because I'm rendering a video. So there's a problem here. So I usually end up playing games on my PlayStation. And yeah, so welcome to the wonders that it is video editing and stuff when you don't have like another computer that you can do stuff on. It's just like, okay, I've now locked it down. So my plan is now I guess I have to just record a bunch of stuff and then edit it all to go out on one day and just let it scheduled to do that so I'm not worried about it throughout the week. The problem is I have to spend a day recording everything. And when you work a 9 to 5 and have a girlfriend,
Real life gets in the way.
yeah, and you have like to, mow your lawn and pay bills and stuff, it gets in the way of recording things. But I have a free weekend. So
If only we can get paid for doing this stuff, I tell you.
there's things down the line. Actually, me and you need to talk about that later.
Yeah.
After this, after the beauty that is this,
Oh,
we'll talk.
you're
about
intriguing me now.
something. Yes, yes.
I have been collaborations,
Yes, you
and more collaborations, and there's still more to come over the next couple of days.
All I saw was Rocket League this, Rocket League that, and I'm like, cool. Will's all about Battle Cattle right now. That's just awesome. And I'm like, I'm totally all for it. And then secretly in the background, you just hear, Will, you better give me them YouTube videos. I'll cut you if you don't. I'll cut you. I will find who's. I will go find Mr. Steven. And I will get the videos from him. I'm a scary man.
See, the Rocket League stuff with Mr. Steven is more PC, and I haven't been streaming those at all.
Is it a lack of knowing how to stream on the PC?
Yeah, it's a little of that, and also me not wanting to be asked to do it. It's because it's more his stream for Battle Cattle on the Tuesday night. So, let the audience go to him, and I'm just appearing on there. You know.
So you're like a part of the furniture.
Yeah, pretty much, and no, but yeah. So it's a case of it's been a hell of a lot of just collaborations on Twitch this week, and staying up late because a load of wrestling was on. Because it was like Friday night it was a podcast last week, Saturday NXT, SummerSlam on Sunday, Monday I was up late again for I can't remember what it was, and then Tuesday was Late Night Lard. So it's like this bulk of stuff I was just up late for. It just knackered me out.
See, it's pretty funny because I'm getting up early because the BPL is on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. So I wake up early to watch the Premier League games. So we're on kind of the opposite schedule.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah.
You're staying up late to watch American television. I'm waking up early to watch British television.
It's kind of, we're sort of giving, sacrificing each way, really, isn't it? It's sort of merging. So, but I think we should get on with what we're playing first rather than doing a couple of bits of news.
Yeah.
Because I just think it'd be cool. Do you want to go first or shall I?
I think I talked a little bit about what I've played, but I'd be happy to talk about it more. I've played XCOM. And I played a lot of XCOM, but I haven't recorded any of it, and it was kind of like just continuing the save that I have just to make sure that nothing drastic is going to happen between now and then. Just to be sure that nothing bad happens. And then I've been playing some Deus Ex when it came out. And I've got, once again, about 4 hours into that game. And the thing is, too, it's like, I haven't touched it. I haven't watched anything of it. I saw Jesse Cox play Dubai, which is the tutorial, being a Square Enix tutorial. It was about an hour and a half. Because you've got movies and everything going on in there. Which was cool. So I was like, okay, I understand this. I want to get this. And since then, I haven't done anything. So the second episode, which is where my knowledge of the game was gone, was kind of me just wandering around going, what am I doing? Ooh, look, a side quest. Oh, I don't have the things to do that yet. Let me go over here. Oh, look, a side quest. No, that's a lot of armed guards. And I used up all my bullets. So I'm just gonna, I don't have any augments. Where do I get my augments? Yeah, so it was like a good hour before I actually got to an action sequence when I realized, oh wait, I have this gun called a battle rifle. Oh, I can sneak into, okay, let's just shoot everybody in the head. Yeah, that worked out good. I just shot everybody in the head.
Because you're doing it differently from me on this one.
Yeah, I'm full violence. I am just straight up murdering everybody.
Because I'm trying to be, I'm trying not to kill if I can help it. And so far, even with a restart I had to do, it's been all right. I haven't killed anyone. I've put them to sleep. And because I'm up to where you go into like the casino bit, it's like in the underground casino. Yeah,
that's the side quest I'm about to do. Because I want my cake and I want to eat it too.
Yes, so do I. Because I've seen what this leads to, and it's like, oh, now I could be awkward and not do this, or go for this side quest and go, yes, please, I'll have that. I'll have that. I'll have that. Oh, and I'll have this as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's like I do not want to not be able to hack because I want to use cool arm blade things. So, but yeah, like you said, your playstyle is more stealth. I'm going for more violence. Mine came about because of my first, and I talk about this at the first video, my first Deus Ex playthrough, is I started off as a stealth playthrough. Like, I'm going to be stealthy, I don't want to kill anybody. This is Deus Ex, I played the originals. And I started going through it. And the deeper I got into the story, the more I realized I'm trying to keep these people alive. I'm trying to they're just victims of circumstance. And the more I got into it, I was like, these aren't really victims of circumstances. I don't like anybody here. I really don't like anybody here. And like I like my started like I killed one guy. I was like, oh, all right, I killed one guy, and then it was like, man, this is a really tough situation. But these guys are fucking terrorists, or at least terrorists. And I killed another guy, and I was like, all right, just killed two people. That's fine. But then like the water broke in the game, and everything's. I'm just like, you want to know what? I don't. And they're like, oh, this is the anti-AUG people. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Just murder everybody. And it's like, oh, we're all about AUG right. Yeah, I don't care. Nobody's right in this situation. Everybody's an asshole. And so when it finally got to, like, what I like to call the Big Cell incident.
Yeah.
See if you guys can figure out what video game that's quoting from. It just, for me, it was just like, I murdered Seraph. I murdered the right-wing nutjob religious guy. I murdered the creator. I murdered the person who I'm just murdering everybody at that point. And then you had the endings where like you could side with Seraph, you could side with the augmentation rights, or you could just blow it up and just assume like let humanity figure it out. I just blew everything up. I said, I'm not gonna decide for humanity because can't really decide for myself, and granted that may be a cop-out, but it was like, I just need to murder everyone. I'm done with this. Screw them. So
yeah,
that continues on to my playthrough here, that I am that jaded Jensen who is just done with it, doesn't care anymore, and he goes, you want to know what? Nobody's clean. I don't trust these people who don't like AUGs. I don't trust the people I'm working for. I don't trust anybody but me.
So it's time to shoot the shit out of a load of people.
Yeah.
when and whenever.
Yeah, doesn't matter. They are all, nobody is clean. Everyone is guilty.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, I like the way that plays through, but it's a case of I want to do it a bit more diplomatically, maybe. If I can get away with not shooting someone, I will on that one. And I don't know why I'm playing it this way. Maybe it's easier because some of the firefights are just, you'll die quite quickly on them. I remember that, but yeah, my playthrough is I'm just up to where that side quest you say you're
about to go on.
And I've only been on it for a couple of hours tops. I haven't really found any other side quests as such, side missions.
Did you go in the sewers?
I've been into the sewers, I believe. Yeah, I went into the sewers to get into the place.
Okay, but no, did you go into the sewers in the original area that you spawn out of your apartment in?
No.
Yeah, there's like 3 quests down there.
Well, I can go back and find them, can't I, really?
Yeah.
They're still there. Yeah, so I can definitely do that. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not streaming because I'm like letting your streams do the talking on this one for the YouTube and that. So yeah, it's fun though. I do like it. Even if I've missed 3 quests.
Well, you look at it this way. We all can't, sometimes we want to enjoy a game that isn't on the internet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to have our own little private game that we don't want to stream. I'll let you get to enjoy Deus Ex as it's meant to be enjoyed. Where I slog through it and let the masses look at all of my mistakes. Or which I just call happy accidents. One of the other reasons why I'm doing a violence playthrough is because they've also said they revamped the combat system. So I'm testing that. I figured, what's the best way to test a combat system? By just being uberly violent. True.
Because they said you could play it that way, so why not?
It's a viable option. It's a viable strategy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so I played that. I played a little bit more of the FIFA 16 demo.
Yes.
I can't talk about it because of NDA. I have it. I've been playing it. That's all I can say. I got some more into XCOM. There may be a stream after this. Maybe. Probably. And then I also got Masters of Orion came out on Steam. How's that for a blast in the past? The reboot of Masters of Orion came out. So I got it yesterday. It was like $25. I was like, $25, and I started playing that, and I'm like 200 turns into a save. because I was waiting for. It's a game I can play waiting for Deus Ex videos to render. Because it's not online. So.
I see.
So when you can get something like that going, you're like, okay, I can do this. Yeah, so I did that. And 4X strategy game. It's a lot of fun. I remember playing the original Masters of Orion, so. Yeah. And that's pretty much all I've been playing. I know next week, I think the WoW expansion comes out. So I may do some stuff for that because it's WoW. But I'm gonna be looking to complete Deus Ex. So I'm playing through it. I record from when I start the game to when I stop playing for a session. So everything that everybody's gonna see is my first reaction to everything. And I'm kind of playing an Iron Man mode of it where I'm not going back if I fuck something up. Even if it's something I wanted in the story-wise, so there's that too.
So now I'm going to have to backtrack because I'm missing quests and sewers. And, duh.
Yeah, there's a crazy like hive collective that like starts infiltrating your brain, and like when you try to say like you try to confront him, like your guy starts going Adam Jensen. I keep wanting to call him JC Denton from the first Deus Ex. But you start talking, and your augs make you stop halfway through, and the guy's like, "Of course you don't want to hurt anybody," and like the only thing it lets you do is like, "I don't want to hurt anyone." I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt.
Prime Directive classified. So
that's all I've been doing.
Cool. Well, what I've been doing. We've been playing Deus Ex. Let's both say okay, we're done with that. Okay. For the Sunday service, I've been playing more of Doom. Now, this week in Doom, I had a little bit more trouble than I had the first week. I did almost 2 missions, 2 levels, but it became harder for us. I got lost a little bit more. My GPS became a bit wonky, but I still love the firefights. I still love going up to the monsters and just beating the shit out of them with the melee, because some of those are really, really fun. The death kill parts, So I've been having fun with that. Tuesday pinball this week was Return of the Jedi, and I lasted about 25 minutes. For all 3 games, which shows you how bad I was playing, because I just couldn't focus on Tuesday. I just really couldn't focus, and so I think it was affecting my gameplay, to be fair. But in that respect, it means that's another table I can beat my high score on for extra life, to give a couple of dollars to the kids. See, right? Been playing Stick of Truth. Now, last week when I was saying about Stick of Truth, I got to having to talk to the girls and there to recruit the girls to face, the threat. Well, I think it's Tweak or Craig that turns against you all and nicks the Stick of Truth. So I did that, and then I was reminded I had to go to Canada. And I remember how fucking funny the Canada section was, with the whole Zelda looking. On Final Fantasy way, they went to put it 8-bit to go through and to do that section. And the one thing I'm different though is it feels a lot easier to play than what I remember it being on the PS3. I'm going through it a lot quicker.
Is it maybe because of like the loading times or something?
No, I'm playing it quicker. I'm just going through the story a lot quicker, and I don't know why. I think it may be because I've played it before, so I'm kind of okay, we do this stuff, but I don't know. I may complete it this week.
Really? What are you going to do after Stick of Truth?
Stick of Truth, I'm going to play Mirror's Edge.
Catalyst. New or old?
The one that was out this year, because I haven't touched that yet, and I have bought it. Mm-hmm. The Catalyst. Which I'm looking forward to playing, actually.
That's like me with Dying Light. I bought it during the Steam Summer Sale and it's just sitting on my PC. I haven't even opened the link. Just sitting there staring at me.
You need to play that. You really do. Dying Light is brilliant, especially if you can get a couple of people playing with you, because the missions you can create so much fun and chaos with the zombies and how they are and how bad they are, because there'll still be glitches there, and the glitches are funny. And you've got hazmat zombies that you can actually make the gas canisters blow up, and it sends another one skyrocketing into the air, and then you just see that go explode while it's up there. It's really, really class moments. But don't get stuck in a white van. All right, just don't, because then you have people laughing at you. Still, after about 2 years.
Like a creepy white van.
Like a creepy white van.
Like a creepy white van.
The video is on my Facebook profile, mate. It is in there. Played a bit more Rainbow Six Siege. We haven't. We still haven't done the realistic trophy yet.
Okay.
So we're trying though. We are trying. I mean, Ed's got it. He went in with a group of 4 other people and did it. So it's like, oh, thanks for waiting for us, you bugger. But we're getting there slowly and surely. And then it comes down to the frankly shit ton of streaming collaborations I've done this week. And as you guys know, I'm part of Battle Cattle. You know, we're in sort of cross-promotional helping out sort of way between us and Battle Cattle. And so this week we've been playing a shit ton of Rocket League.
Yeah, a metric shit ton. I've had to deal with all the videos.
Yeah, that's me cutting down to 15-minute portions for you. Because I played it, Sunday evening? Right. Then there was Tuesday night. Then there was, I think it was Monday during the day, I believe. And then there was Wednesday. So we played a fuck ton of it, both on PC and PS4. But I still prefer it on PS4. It just feels smoother. It just feels better on PS4 than it does on PC. And then finally, Worms Revolution. I've been playing a couple of streams on. I played one earlier tonight with Danikon, Simmer, and JD Mulletman. But last night on our stream, she was originally going to do Borderlands, but the person she plays it with is away this weekend. So she went, I want to play Worms. I want 3 other people to play it with us. Who's in? So I'm in. First collaboration stream with us, so why not? And it was quite funny because I got my ass kicked handily on it a lot, but yeah, it's fun, and the amount of bickering you can cause between each other is brilliant. I mean, she goes at one point and says, I thought you loved me, when I actually took 2 of her worms out, which were standing on top of each other, or tried to take 2 of them out, got 1 of them, and it's like, well, yeah, I do, but it's worms. So goodbye. Because I think the exact words I used were, "How evil am I going to be here?" And then I just started find 2 of them, and then boom, it's a bunker buster straight down. If you haven't played Worms Revolution, please do so. It is fucking brilliant, and it's voiced by Matt Berry, who's a cool, funny actor over here. And that's pretty much me.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you barely. It sounds like you're joining us from the traffic copter. It's Hergelman. Hergelman, can you hear us? How's the traffic look up there?
Fantastic on I-84. There seems to have been an accident, and see some delays. Be warned, it is quite hot in the vehicle. It is really sweltering. That it's absolutely preposterous.
Yep, so we have got Chris, obviously, who is pretending to be a robot right now because of his connection. Chris, you're very much a robot. I'm not sure how well we're coming in for you.
Good.
Good.
A little robot-y, just a little bit. I'm going to try turning the camera off, seeing if this works any better.
It sounds better already.
Okay, good. I'm just not gonna do face then.
You don't need to. Don't worry. I'm slowly cropping you out right now.
We're talking about games.
Yeah, we're totally talking about games. What have you been playing, Chris? It's an odd episode, which means we should have you on. So you can tell us, what have you been doing?
Tell us your broken sound. What you've been up to.
I've been playing and actually at, here in Connecticut. 3 years since the last time I've been.
Chris is obviously going through some hills right now. Aren't you, Chris? Yes. Chris, we'll talk a little bit later. Let me know if you get into an area that's got a little bit better coverage. I'm going to have to disconnect you from the call. It was a pleasure hearing the traffic report from you. We'll hear about you from again at the top of the hour.
Catch you later, buddy. Yeah, he's gone. So anyway, this is probably going to be a quicker show now because we've only got a couple more bits to talk about and nothing to translate. Yes, I'm keeping an eye on chat as well. We're talking news. There's a couple of big news bits this week. PlayStation Now is now out on PC in the UK. So yes, you can stream your PlayStation 3 stuff on your PC, which apparently, from what someone was tweeting about, is one of the best streaming services on the PC now. Which is quite a bold statement.
Well, you're back in full screen.
All right, cool. That's cool. The service apparently contains over 400 PS3 games at the moment, and you can get it for $12.99 a month, apparently. And it's also in the UK, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The specs you would need are Windows 7, 8.1 or 10. You would need a 3.5 gigahertz Intel Core i3 or 3.8 gigahertz AMD A10 or faster, 300 megabytes or more, with 2 gig or more of RAM, and a sound card and a USB port, because a USB port for your DS4. There you go. So yeah, if you want to play PS games on your PC, you don't have a PlayStation, that's one of the best ways to do it, really.
Yeah, it is one of the best ways to do it. I personally use other things for streaming, like a capture card. So, it involves a little bit more work, but I find that my quality is a little bit better, especially because I'm capturing through HDMI cables.
Well, yeah, because the Elgato that I had for the Yakuza stuff was how I captured, was what I used.
I got a heavy duty one, which is not hooked up right now because my PlayStation is over there and my computer is down there.
Yeah.
So it's like, running cables, working on an office. Gonna get that sorted soon, I think.
So yeah, there's that. And then the news. There's one big piece of news that came out last week. And it involves the PlayStation, but it's the PlayStation 4. It's the PlayStation 4 Slim.
Yeah. It looks like a thin PlayStation 4.
I don't like the look of this. And you look where you got 2 USB sockets, like with quite a distance between them. You've got a button below where the actual disc comes out. That's got to be annoying for it. And apparently it's real, though. That's the thing.
Question. Who actually puts discs into their PlayStations anymore? I don't. I own 2 disc games for my PlayStation. 2. I own Mortal Kombat, which I haven't even taken out of the shrink wrap yet. And I own Destiny.
There's your answer.
And these are games we'll be auctioning off at... But the thing is that it's not marketed to you, Will. You own a PlayStation 4.
This is true, but it just looks ugly. It really does not look the nicest thing in the world, but apparently it is real. This is the thing.
The nice thing is it's small now, so you can stick it on in a little area, a cubby hole, and make it disappear, and then not have to worry about looking at it when you're playing your games on your 72-inch 4K curved HD TV.
But that's the thing. This isn't the Neo, though. This isn't the Project Neo bit that's supposed to be upcoming, that we think is going to be revealed during the presser on the 7th of September.
I mean, to me, I've never really worried too much about the aesthetics of my console. I mean, the PS3, the first one that came out, looked fugly. With that curved hump at the top. But it could play games better than most things it could that came out. So, I mean, I'm more worried. I guess I'm more worried about the aesthetics of the actual games that comes out on the console than the way the console actually works. I mean, we're not talking like Big Lebowski. It's like, dude, but it really brings the room together. The PlayStation really held the room together. It looks fugly. Well, big fucking deal. Can it play games? Okay, I want this console to look amazing. Because like, if we're talking like aesthetics, like the Wii looks pretty damn cool with like the kind of the angular look and stuff like that. But look at the games it plays that aren't Nintendo games. Let's take a moment. Name me a Wii game that was good that was not a Nintendo first licensed game. That was a third-party game.
I don't know. I can't remember. But
Point?
I mean, yeah, okay. I can see your point with the aesthetics, but things like the Xbox One, which looks like a VCR, still. Apart from the Xbox One S, which looks a lot better. But it's just, when you see it, it's just like... What?
The Xbox One is a boat anchor.
It's like... because I think it's a 500 gig as well. From looking at the picture at the bottom, they haven't increased the size of the hard drive on it. It's a 500 gig.
So here's the best news I can tell people about the Slim coming out, is that you're able to buy a large PlayStation 4 at a $50 price drop. Because that's usually what happens. Slim comes out at retail of what the console originally came out as. You usually see a $50 price drop in the console. So there you go. Perfect time to buy your PlayStation 4. Or wait till whatever the hell the 4K Death of the Universe, oh my god, the consoles are going crazy because they're releasing another console comes out. I'm not bitter.
No, not in any way.
Not in any way, no. You can see how much I worry about it. And once again, if you're so worried about the looks of your console, like how it looks, something tells me you're not worried about what you're putting into it.
Hey, I do, damn it. But yeah, for me, no.
Find a smaller hole to put it in.
And that is what she said.
Yeah, just find a smaller hole to put it in.
Good evening, Mono.
Good evening. If we did highlights, I mean, I'm gonna have to rewatch this and make a highlight video of just the shit that comes out of my mouth.
But on that though, we're practically done.
We're practically done. Well, I do want to talk about something. I have something to talk about. Surprise, everybody. Mine is interesting, and it's probably something we can either have a discussion about, or it's something we can leave people to think about and ask us questions about later.
I did forget about one thing I did play, though, as well.
Okay.
Which I'll say after you said your stuff.
So, something that came out earlier this week was Pokemon Uranium. Now, if nobody really knows anything about this, is that this was a fan-made game that was years in development that finally was completed and released for free. This is a game that fans made because they loved Pokemon so much, they wanted to create their own types, their own universe, everything, completely from the ground up. They released it, it got 1.5 million downloads, and then Nintendo's lawyers served them with a cease and desist letter. They did not talk directly to Nintendo, they just said cease and desist. So, the thought that I have here is that a lot of what we do is, we obviously love video games, we love playing video games, and I don't believe there was any malicious intent when these guys were creating these things, because you look at like the years that this game was in development, Nintendo never did anything for them. Never stopped them. They heard about it. They had a beta and nothing happened. The second this thing releases and goes to 1.5 million downloads, that's when Nintendo serves it. Meanwhile, they're not charging anybody for it. They specifically are stating the entire time, this is not a Nintendo game. This, support Nintendo, support Game Freak, support Pokemon when it's released. I mean, there's been at least one Pokemon series generation released during that time period that they've been working on this.
Yeah.
So Nintendo had time to kibosh this. Yet when it finally releases, and once again, how much press did they get because these guys developed this game because they loved the game so much? So my question is to you, Will, and I guess to anybody else who's listening, are fan-made games like this bad for the industry? Is this making Nintendo look bad because they're trying to really protect their IP and this could be something damaging to them? Or is this them crushing a group of dedicated fans who just love a genre so much that they wanted to show their appreciation by creating something in homage to what they love so much?
I would say to the point of the people making a game for that could potentially make Nintendo money. No, it's not a bad thing. I believe that's a very, very good thing for the industry, because in the future that's where more people are going to come from. There's another option of a way in for people if they want to make a game. Especially if it's a homage. Well, yeah, it can get a little bit of a grey area unless they can actually make it show Nintendo, look, this is what we can do for you, and people want this. So why don't we actually do something like a business deal and get this out there so we can both benefit from it? If they did stuff like that, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. With Nintendo's lawyers trying to crush them for it, even though they're not making any money, it just sounds a little bit petty that Nintendo aren't getting that success, that they want, and it's someone else who's trying to do a good thing for them to say, look, Nintendo stuff is really good. We want to do something like this.
To give you some more context to this argument,
yeah.
It's been in development for 9 years.
Right.
There have been 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th generation released. 4 full Pokemon games released in that time period.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. No cease and desist. Now, I guess this is my argument kind of for and against is that intellectual property light, they see all this kind of stuff coming in. Yes, you need to protect your IP. I mean, we, in a sense, kind of do that too. I mean, we protect a little bit what we have, which are our little corner of the internet, but at the same time, if somebody wants to steal our shit, well then guess what? That's extra views for us because they'll probably find where the original content's been made. So thank you very much. Yeah. But the gaming industry is built on this. The original start of the game back in the Commodore, back in the PC era, was guys making homages to stuff. Programmers making games because they loved something so much. You're basically, and kind of the indie world spawned out of that too, because you look at a lot of Final Fantasy spawned an entire game, an entire program built on making those kind of games. And it's the JRPG, and now even with Steam and those platforms being able to get 8-bit indie RPGs out there again, there's obviously homages. Maybe not so direct as to say Final Fantasy, but I mean, protecting your IP is an important thing. But you had 9 years, and Monolith, you said it the right thing. Nintendo saw the downloads that they could cash in on, and they went, well, this is money that we're not making. But you had 9 years to stop these guys. You had, and you never said boo, but within a week, less than a week, you hammer them. you know.
Because I saw the downloads and went, hang on, why aren't we making money out of this?
Yeah, and it could have been, you know, and you know, you look at something like, okay, you made this game. I mean, you could look around and turn around and say, you know, hey, you know, we made this game, we had to stop it because of IP, but we want to support these creators. You know, these guys put 9 years of their lives into developing this thing because they loved your series so much.
Because look at the Media Molecule. When Little Big Planet came out, and they saw all the people making the levels for there. So they took some of the people who did the really, really popular levels that they made and went, we want you in on this. Come on board and work for us for Little Big Planet 2. So, you know, if a company like Nintendo could do something like that and look at this and then actually employ them, surely it's a win for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, if like that, and this is where it gets to me. It's just like, okay, it's not like Nintendo reached out to these guys. It's not, and I'm not even saying like the president of Nintendo America or the president of Nintendo Japan, but like somebody in Nintendo, the company, reaches out to them and says, hey, you know, I need you guys to stop this, but let's talk about some of your ideas. Maybe we can do something for you. Maybe we can find a way to make this work in some type of like, we can like take it, polish it up, make it a release, do it something. They have a store now that you could do something on like this, that like we'll release it and give you some kickbacks or something like that. Cool. No, they were served by somebody from the court by their lawyers. It was a letter from Nintendo's lawyers. Come on.
It's just silly. Yeah, it's silly, isn't it?
I mean, it sounds like when Games Workshop a couple years back was going after a lot of the independent model companies because they were infringing on their IP. It's just sad.
Pettiness.
It's pettiness. I mean, and like I said, it just throw them an olive branch. I can understand Nintendo stopping it, but my thought is to guys throw them an olive branch. We're in an era now where everything's so global, and I mean, people are sitting there freely promoting your game. That's free promotion for you. This is 150 unique Pokemon made for this game. They made their own 150. They balanced them out. They added a new type. They created an entire story and world, but from scratch. And you just told them...
And you're just going to hammer them. Yeah, you're just going to say, no.
Go away. Stop.
It's crazy.
And I don't think they even looked to even make any money off of this, too. They didn't look to make any money. They just loved the game. So, something tells me if it was a different company, maybe you look at Project Red, comes to mind, that there would have been something going on. Like, they would have tried to find a way to make it work. But, now, granted, I'm not the biggest Nintendo fanboy. It may seem immediately like throwing them under the bus. But it's something I wanted to discuss. I think it's something that needs to be a little bit more brought up, especially in the world that we live in nowadays. Especially because free media.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, one other thing I wanted to discuss, which is actually happy news. So that's my rant for the week, by the way. So James is done ranting. At least about something bad. The Destiny Community Con is this weekend. Obviously run by a lot of the major Twitch streamers in the Destiny Twitch directory, which you can find on twitch.tv/Destiny. I'm not going to list all of them because there are some big ones, there are some small ones, but all of them have been a part of it, and I really think that they should do that. But obviously when charity is involved in a gaming sense, I like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Destiny Community Con, between ticket sales and donations on streams, has just raised $500,000.
Wow.
For charity.
Nice.
So, to give you kind of some scope here, between like that, the Awesome Games Done Quick speedrunning event, and the other Games Done Quick, they've like, so far, between those three events, they've raised about $3.5 million for charity. Through Twitch.
That just shows you the power, the positive side of the community rather than the negative, all this horrible shit that we keep hearing and seeing. Right. It just shows you the actual better flip side of the community, you know.
And I think,
and Twitch.
And when I look at something like this, you know, obviously I looked through a lot of game sites, and I looked through a lot of game journals, leading into these kind of things, and I'm not going to mention any of them, but in looking through all of this, And here, give you an idea. Some of the donations have been coming from like Deej, the community manager of Bungie's Destiny, has donated money to this. Like, this is a fan-run convention that's being supported in slight by the company and the people that are doing the game. They're not, like, they made t-shirts that's obviously Destiny shirts and stuff, and Bungie has been very willing to say, yes, you can make those t-shirts, you're giving some funds to pay for the con and go to charity. We're not going to stop you, we're not saying it's infringing on our IP. And they've raised $500,000.
It's just amazing, really.
For charity. And they wanted to raise $200,000 by the end of the con. The con starts today and they've raised $500,000. Okay, so it shows you, and I'm looking through all these sites. I saw one article on Forbes talking about this.
Christ,
I see like,
shows you how,
I see. Oh, The Division is a dying game. No Man's Sky sucks. Oh,
and you don't show a happy story like this.
What's the convo? We're talking about Destiny Community Con and about how they've raised $500,000 and about how so many people do so good on Twitch raising money for charity. I bet you could find any streamer right now and at least one of them is doing a charity stream for something. That, you know, these should be the things that we're celebrating versus, you know, Nintendo.
The garbage, the bad things that we're hearing at the moment.
The bad things that we're hearing out of the moment.
The one other piece of gaming bit I didn't talk about it when I thought what was playing was earlier today, and it's terrible that I actually forgot this because this was awesome. Monolith and myself did a Trials Fusion stream earlier, and we had it was like 3 championships on there, and so we played that we were using the unicorns with the cats. So so what we did was we started playing that. I never forgot how tough Trials Fusion was, especially with some of the courses with trying to use a unicorn or even a little tiny bike, a donkey bike, you know.
Right.
So it's a case of so what we did, we had those bits where you have to bunny hop at times to get over certain bounces. Like Unicorn Racing is the one that says woo, because it was fun. It was brilliant. I mean, we were ripping the piss out of Arrow with Alvin because she has this like little toy unicorn that seems to have its personality of its own now from Deadpool. But so it was great fun. It's something that I recommend you actually pick up and play again if you haven't, because racing unicorns with cats who have guns. How is this not the greatest thing ever? You know?
It's everything that's right about the internet.
Exactly. So so on that note, if that's all we've got for the day.
Yeah, that's all that's been percolating in my brain for the last week. I think I've said my piece on a few things.
You had your rant.
I had my rant. Though if anybody would like us to bring it, if anybody else would like to talk about this, you can definitely hit us up on the various social medias. And we would be happy to bring you onto the show and talk about it.
Yeah, if you want to come on the show, talk about some stuff, let us know. You know, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Twitch, like now, in fact, which is awesome. You can go to our YouTube channel, which is The Game Won't Play Itself on YouTube. You can hit that subscribe button, and you can watch all the videos and the streams and past podcasts.
There has been a link circulating in the chat. You can just click on the link. It will take you there. You might see some Deus Ex and some XCOM and various other bits that Will does that I have kind of turned my brain off to because I just have to post it all because he sends 19 videos to me a week. I swear to God, I know exactly everything Will does. I am not a mindless machine who just pressed the post button. No. Sorry, what were we doing? Hey, look, there it is right there. There's the thing you can click. It's almost like I planned it. I didn't.
That's uncanny.
Yeah, no, I'm totally just psychic. Like, hands are here.
But you can find me. Let's do all the finding stuff. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube as the game won't play itself. You can find me on Twitch to do all these streams that James has just talked about, either on the YouTube channel, the game won't play itself, or La Teamaker on Twitch.tv. And James, you can find him at
Here! This is where I stream. I stream on this channel. The game won't play itself. I also upload videos to The Game Won't Play Itself. You can find me on Twitter at Spike2579 because we don't have a game that plays itself. Twitter, we're working on that currently. More information to come on that in the future. And you can find me on PSN at Spike2579. And I believe Steam at SpikeSP2579 with brackets of T. There's a reason for that that's kind of funny, but I may be part of a clan that's called Bigelow Fine Tea. Because
right.
we're fancy gentlemen who play video games, apparently.
Beep, beep. On that note, then, shall we head off?
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
You probably want to get some sleep. Though I imagine your circadian rhythm is used to being up this late at this point.
Yeah. So.
If I wasn't yelling into the microphone for half of this, you would have fallen asleep.
Very possibly. I'd have been So, on that note, I want to thank everybody for coming into the stream tonight, to watching us. Thank you, Monolith. Thank you, Sidewarp, even though that's a backhanded compliment. Thank you for all the other weird
We're
people.
happy for anybody who stops by. If that's not their cup of tea, there's plenty of other things you can be watching on Twitch right now. We're just happy that you stopped by and said hi.
Yeah, because that all helps.
Yeah. I'm never gonna say no to anybody who stops by. Sometimes, except for like when people like doing Chicks in 69 shows up because reasons.
Yeah.
You know what you did when you created that name. I didn't start it. You ended it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for people coming in. Thank you. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, retweet them out around the show when it comes out on the actual social media stuff. I want to say good night, and we shall catch you next week, if not before, in streams.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Or good morning, depending on where you are.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Will.
Good morning, James.
It's nighttime here.
It's morning. Solid. You're in the future now.
I'm in the past. You're in the future.
No, you're in the future. I brought you to the future while you're talking to us.
Yeah, sure. On that existential note, we'll be ending it here. Good night, everybody. Or morning, or whatever time. Just hi and bye.